Good evening, everyone. Good evening.
Good
Good
evening,
evening,
sir. Thank
sir.
God. Praise
Yeah,
Good
God.
evening,
Good
sir.
evening, sir.
good evening. Good evening. Good evening. Sorry, I was trying to battle with my network so I can connect.
You are welcome, sir.
Okay, so good evening once again. I welcome everyone to this class. Let me first of all try and welcome each and every one of us. Okay, I can see Adesua Omolego.
Yeah, good
You're
evening, sir.
welcome. Good
Thank
evening. I
you.
can see Adejero Temiloluwa. You are welcome. I can see Mr. Ayo Ojekemi. You are welcome. I can see
Thank you,
Ezekiel
sir.
Gift. I can see Al Azan Lale. I can see Olakpade Roslyn Olushola. You are welcome. Oni. I welcome you all into this class. So we're going to start right away. So this material, quickly the question, and we'll go straight into the solution aspect as well. So just follow me. If you have question, I'm going to pause in between so that I will take questions. Okay, so let's proceed. Let's continue. Let's go straight ahead into what we have. I mentioned on the platform that there is a particular, I'm going to show us in this material. So there is an error in the question, and I guess that I can't deliberately did that because they felt that for people that will not pay attention to it or that might want to drop the question live and direct without going through it, without taking time to add it up, they will not pay, they might not notice it, and the error is in exhibit 5. Exhibit 5. So I'm going to show us as we proceed. Okay, I'm going to show us as we go quickly into it. Meeting, don't call me. I'm in a meeting. Okay, so as I was saying, okay, so this is the case study. This is the exhibit. This is the exhibit, list of exhibit that were given in the precinct. As we all know, this case, you can see that it is the case say Folak Motors Nigeria Limited. Now, Folak Motors Nigeria Limited, I know that in this question, like I mentioned in the last class that we had, that the first thing you look out for, number one, you need to know who you are. In this question, you are Sylvester Chukwudi. Secondly, you need to know who are you writing the report to, because the recipient of the report will determine whether the report is a formal report or informal report. It will determine whether it is an internal report or it is an external report. So I'm going to bring out the point quickly for us to see. So you must know who you are. You must know the recipient of your report, because the recipient of the report will determine the tones and the style of writing. So, and you must know the type of report you are required to write. So now we are told that let's go to exhibit 1 so that it will be clearer. In this exhibit 1, we are told that, okay, you are Sylvester Chukwudi. You work with an audit firm or a consulting firm. The name of the consulting firm is Bagudu Ademola and Co. Chartered Accountant. That means it's a audit firm or a consulting firm. Now that's what is it. So your role is you are a trainee accounting graduate, a trainee accounting graduate. This is an accounting graduate. That's your role. That's your designation. Your name is Sylvester. Now, who is your line manager? Who are you reporting to? You are reporting to this man, Dauda Bagudu. He's the partner in charge of the firm. So we can call this guy a managing partner or principal partner in charge of the firm. And that is why this place said that you are reporting directly to Dauda Bagudu. Now, one thing I want you to take note here. We have established who you are. We have established your line manager. We have established, look at it, they told us that they say your position requires a proactive approach to client services. Meaning that there is a client. They have told us that there is a particular client. So if you work with an audit firm and there is a client of the audit firm, that alone has shown us that this is an hybrid report. Hybrid report that is like KPMG. They are consulting for MTN Nigeria. MTN Nigeria is the client. KPMG is the firm you are working with, and you are there to prepare a report. So what makes it an hybrid report? You are going to see it. And the moment the question is framed this way, is an hybrid report. An hybrid report is a report that has the features of both formal and informal reports. So the main report, the formal report, an external report, the main report. Why you are going to write an email, you are going to be told that, oh, there is an email that your boss has sent to you, because you are not working with the client. You are not working with the client. You are working with another company in between, and they've told us that you have a line manager. It means that there is going to be communication between you and your line manager, because they told you that this is the person you are reporting to. They did not say that you are reporting to the client. So you are reporting to somebody. So between you and the person you are reporting to, Mr. Dauda Bagudu, that means there is a communication. That is the internal memo. That is the informal. That is the informal. Meanwhile, the main report, because there is a client that has engaged the services of your firm, that is an external report. That is the formal report that you need to prepare. So if we bring the two together, that makes it an hybrid report. So this diet is likely that Ican is bringing an hybrid report. So I want to believe we understand it from that perspective. So this is they've told us that inside there, you are given the exhibit 1 talks about you and the audit firm. Exhibit is talking about Nigerian economic sector. Exhibit 3 is talking about analysis of motor sales and distribution business in Nigeria, analysis of motor repair services and spare parts in Nigeria. And Exhibit 5 talks about unaudited. I want you to take note. When they say unaudited summary, is the same thing as management account. Is the same thing as management account. Another thing I want you to take note before we go is that when they say that you have an unaudited summary, it means that there is a professional skepticism that is going to come up in this question, because you are giving me a report that has not been audited. How am I sure that the figures are correct? How am I sure that by the time that this management account this year will be audited, how am I sure that the figures will not change? Maybe auditor will need to pass some adjustment. Those ones, they are question of professional skepticism. They are your reservations that you must draw attention to when you are writing your report. I just say I should quickly mention that. Another thing I want you to take note in this place, look at it. Look at Exhibit 3. Exhibit 3 says analysis of motor vehicle sales and distribution business in Nigeria between 2002 and 2005. But if you come to Exhibit 5, they say that Folake Motors unaudited summary 2023-2024 is looking like in the unseen, you are going to be given the financials for 2022 and 2025. They've told you, and if you have followed the trend, normally they will give you either 3 years financial summary or 4 years financial summary, or at most 5 years financial summary. Or at most 5 years financial summary. So I want you to take note. SCB3 say you have analysis that cover from 2022 to 2025. Then they now give you a financials that cover only 2023 and 2024. These 2 years will not be enough for you to calculate the trend analysis. So it must be 4 years. That categorically tell us that in the exam, you will be expecting that they are going to give you figures for 2022 and figures for 2025, most likely. Now, another thing I want to talk, because if you go to Exhibit 5, the financial is just for 2 years. 2 years is not enough. So please take note of that. And part of the solution I've provided here is that I've looked at what is the trend between 2003 and 2004, and we have used it to extrapolate what should be the figure for 2022 and 2025. Those figures I'm going to show you in this report. I'm going to show you. So let's go on. Are we together?
Yes, sir.
Hello, together.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
Sir, I can't see the screen, but when you record it, I'll be able to see it. I can't see the screen, sir.
Okay, so still on Exhibit 1, can anybody see my screen? Is it only
Yes.
No, I can see your screen.
okay, good.
Okay.
I can see your screen.
Okay. Good.
Okay, so let me continue. So now if you look at this, pay attention to your key responsibility. I'm going to draw your attention, your key responsibility. I'm going to draw attention, but before I continue, let me quickly say this. If you look at under this key responsibility, one of the things I want to quickly throw out is this place where they say strategic task planning advice. Can that person mute? Somebody has unmuted, so there's echo. Can that person please mute? If you are not the one talking, can you please mute your mic? Can you please mute your mic if you are not the one talking? Thank you very much. The person has muted. Okay, so I want you to pay attention to this place. They say strategic task planning advice. Provide advice on strategic task planning, guiding the client towards. I'm continuing like this because I believe that we have all read this precinct. Do I have a witness that we have all read it? I don't want to start reading it. I want to save time because there's a lot of things for us to discuss. Is it good for me to make that assumption that we have all read it?
Yes.
Good. Thank you. So that's why I don't want to start reading from the beginning. So it will take our time. So the thing I want to draw your attention to here, strategic task planning. Your requirement here is that provide an advice on strategic task planning, guiding the client towards who is the client? Folake Motors. Folake Motors is the client towards approaches that result in optimal tax liability and compliance with relevant regulation. So what they are saying is that, and you are going to see it in the financial, but I want you to take note. I want you to take note of something. But I will come back there. Please, just somebody should remember what I said. I want to recommend
Your network is bad, sir.
The line is breaking, sir.
We can't hear you.
now. Is it better now?
It's better.
It's better. Good. So please remind me. And what I want you to remind me is the measures, the tax planning measures that this company should adopt in order to optimize their tax liability. So when they use the word optimize, it is that what are the measures that will make them not to pay too much tax and not to pay too lower tax. So you are in the middle. Optimize. You are in the middle. You are not paying too much. You are not paying too small. You are optimizing your tax liability. So that's the. So I'm going to give us the measures. Now I'm going to give us. So please remind me. I will come back to that. But we have gone through these key responsibilities. I'm going to proceed. So this is Exhibit 1. We move straight. This is Exhibit 2. Exhibit 2 talks about Nigerian economy and the service sector. So we have read it. We know all the things that are there. This is continuation of Exhibit 2. Continuation of Exhibit 2. Opportunities. We are going to come back to all this opportunity. So that when we are looking at the solution, it will look like, oh, where did you bring this figure? That's why I'm showing us now. Where did you bring this? These are what I'm showing us. These are the opportunity. Pay attention to this opportunity for growth and transformation. Opportunity for growth, vocational training and certification, access to finance, infrastructural upgrade, regulatory reform, digitalization, quality assurance, and local production capacity. Pay attention. We're coming back to them. I'm going to make reference to them. So then this is the role of government and the stakeholders, policy formulation, public and private partnership, industry association. We're coming back to that. We have read it. I wouldn't wait. So this is 3. Exhibit 3, talking about the analysis of the motor vehicle distribution in Nigeria. So, and they told us what is the market overview. Look at it. Even in the market overview, look at it. They said 2022 to 2025. So, please pay attention. We are going to come back to it. So, now, I want you to pay attention to this. Let me show you what I want to show you first. Come back. Now, okay. So pay attention to these challenges facing the sector. Pay attention to the challenges facing the sector. We are coming back there. Now, yeah, this is it. I want us to read this place. I'm going to be drawing point. Look at it. They say competitive landscape. The key player in the motor vehicle sales and distribution in Nigeria can be classified into indigenous and foreign-based company. The market is further segmented into dealers in new vehicle. 1, dealers in new vehicle, dealers that they only deals in new vehicle. Then we have another dealers that they deal in used vehicle, and they have dealers that deals in both new and used vehicle. Now look at our client now. Folak Motor is one of the indigenous businesses selling both new and used vehicle. Selling both new and used vehicle. This is the sector where the client falls into. Please, let's pay attention. Now, So because they fall into this category, now there are other categories they have mentioned. So we are coming back. So this client now, they are only dealing in buying and selling of new and used vehicle. Now there are that, and I'm going to show also that when we draw, okay, so now pay attention to this exhibit 4. This is where one of our proposal, look at it, they say that is why they deliberately gave it to us separately. Analysis of motor repair, service center, and spare part sales. This area is one of the business proposal that will come as part of requirement 2. Pay attention, because our client is only dealing with selling of new and this. They are not into this business area, but we are already given. They gave us the information about the market, so it's a business proposal. They even broke it down. They told us what is going on in the motor repair, service center, and spare parts. They told us. Now we continue. They told us challenges. What are the challenges in that sector? Look at it. They call it subsector. Subsector. They gave us the challenges. This is one of the business proposal. They gave us opportunity that the company can tap into. They gave us the opportunity in that subsector that they can tap into. They gave us what is the future outlook. They gave us the future outlook of that subsector. They gave us this future outlook. Now this is where we're going. If you look at this place, exhibit 5, look at it. If you have added this thing yourself, if you look at 2024, this is where the mistake is. If you take 1 million, this is 1 billion, 1,849,920 minus 1797, it will give you 52,190. 5200 minus 11 minus 3129 is not going to give you 72,330. Can somebody press calculator and tell me the figure it will give us? Can somebody use calculator and tell me 52,190 minus 11,150 minus 31,290, what will it give us? Anybody want to help?
9,750.
It gives us 9,750.
Thank you very much. That is correct.
9,750.
Thank you. And if you compute 2023, you will see that 2023 is correct. If you take 54, if you take 54,580 minus 18,020 minus 1890, it will give you 39,670. Can somebody please confirm that?
Is that coin? Someone should mute. Is that coin?
Yes,
Can somebody
it's
please
correct.
confirm that?
Yes, 39,670 is correct.
So you will see that this is correct. Mean that this figure is wrong. So this figure
39,600 is correct.
Yes. So I'm going to show us the correct thing. I just draw our attention to it. Then also pay attention here. You will see that this is income before income tax. And we have, look at it, they put bracket. Normally, this line is supposed to be a provision, because as at the time when you are preparing your audited account, you would not have paid your tax, because companies are subject to tax on a preceding year basis. So at the time you are preparing your account, you will not have paid. So the figure that will be here is always a provision, and it's supposed to be in minus, because it's a provision. Taxation is an outflow in the cash flow. It's an outflow. Money is going out. It's an expense. So this supposed to be in bracket. For this one to be in positive, it means that it's benefit. They call it benefit from income taxes. Benefit from income taxes. So pay attention to that also. Now, and because when I come back to this line and other places where they've given us tax figure, they are part of the thing why they mention at the exhibit 1 that they need you to tell them what are the advice, what are the strategic tax advice you will give to them. What should they do? You know, that is why they are mentioning it. That's why they put it this way. Please pay attention. So every other thing looks normal. It looks normal. Another thing I would like you to pay attention to. Pay attention to. You know that how do I'll come back there. What I just want you to pay attention to here is look at this place under non-current assets. Look at deferred income tax. Deferred income tax. The figure is higher. The figure is higher than deferred income tax. Look at it under liability. So we have assets more than deferred tax liability. We have assets more than deferred tax. So pay attention to that. We'll come back to that. What I say should remind me. So now, the first thing I did was we were not told in this question the management composition of the Folak Motor, the client company. We were not told, but we were told their business, what they do, all the segment. So we came up with this. So meaning that in the exam, in the unseen, you are likely that they will give you the management composition of the client. You need it. You need to know who is MD. So this is assumed that, okay, definitely they will have a chairman. So you just come up, chairman is Adeshola Adegbenro. Adetutu Obayemi is the managing director. It is 6 directors. Mr. Anthony Yvonne, technical and production director. Mr. Tamola Gabriela, finance director. So you see that these key functional area, you need them because they are into selling and they are about to go into a business that will require technical thing. Because of course, if you are dealing in selling of motor, you need a technical, you need an engineer. So it is very important that they will have a technical or production director, as the case may be. So they will need finance director. That one is normal. Marketing and business development, definitely they will have that. Then they have one non-executive because based on requirements of the law, you cannot only have executive director. You must have at least 1 or 2 a non-executive director. That's why we are having Dr. Tumishe Chidimaya as one of the non-executive directors. This is the board composition of the client, not the audit firm now, of the client. And these are the people you will be writing the report to. These are the people that is going to be looking at your report. This is the board of directors. This is it. We go straight to, we also assume that, yes, you will going to be given in the exam, you are going to be given the management team because the company cannot run itself. There are management team that runs the company. So you are going to have part of the management team because, of course, head of the management team will be the managing director. So the managing director will be the head of the management team, Mrs. Adetutu Obayemi. This name may change in the exam, but these are the things that you should expect in the exam. Technical and production director, finance, marketing. This one, they are part of the board already. Now, the new people that are not part of the board, Abdurrahman Undubisi, Human Resources Manager, they need it. Mr. Thompson Ajetumobi, Supply Chain Manager. Information Technology and Digital Manager, Mr. Folaranmi Ogbenuton, and Mr. Awojide Aregbeshola, Internal Audit, Compliance and Control Manager. So this is the management team. It may be up to this in the exam. It may not be up to this. It may even be more than this. But definitely you'll be given the management team. Now, we also went ahead to suggest, based on the trend of what is in the pre-scene, we suggested some things that you are going to see or you should expect in the unseen. So, but this is a disclaimer. This is a disclaimer. Nobody is expected to use this in the exam. It's just for learning purpose. That's why we put this disclaimer. And we put it clearly that Starry Gold shall not accept any liability whatsoever for any inaccurate information or alteration, and we shall not be held liable for any criminal or civil cases that may arise or ensue from the usage of this material. So it's just for learning purpose. Let's go straight. So this is November 2025 case study, Folak Motors Nigeria Limited, short call Folak Motors. Because our exhibit stopped in exhibit 5, so in the unseen, you will be given exhibit 6, which is going to be about email from Mr. Dauda Bagudu, the partner in charge, to the Sylvester, that is you now, Sylvester Chukudi, a training accounting. Another exhibit 7, will likely be on email from Mr. Tamola Gabriela, that is the finance director of the client company, which is Folak Motors. The email demand sent to your, and in the exam it may change, it may not be finance director that will send the email, it may be MD, but somebody will send email to your partner, Mr. Dauda Bagudu, the person you are reporting to. And, you know, exhibit 7 will be proposal on motor repairs, because motor repair, service center and spare part is a business venture that we were given the information in the pre-scene, but the company is not yet doing it now. So it's one of the things that will spring up or you should expect in the unseen. Exhibit 9 will be about letter. One of the challenges that I've mentioned is about that there are no policy to regulate what is happening in that industry, in that subsector. And if you look at it literally, truly, there is one mechanic, Sulaiman mechanic, that is repairing, or Taju that is repairing, but there is no law that is regulating that industry. So you should most likely expect a letter. Now, this letter we prepared here, is a letter that you are writing to. They mentioned the name of this body in the pre-scene, Nigerian Automotive Industry Development Plan. They told us that they mentioned something about them. And you are writing to them that, please, you really love for a regulation to be developed that will regulate, because you are going into a business, just like people that, just like bloggers, you see bloggers, they write things. If they notice that in this industry, there are no regulation, there are no law, you can write government, you can advise government, you can write the sector of government that are in charge, or the people that should come up with the policy in charge of that particular sector. So that is what this letter, Exhibit 9, is about. It's about the letter that they should please come up with regulation for the sector. Exhibit 10 talks about the cost structure, because if you are going into a new business, that will be, what is your cost structure? We are going to look at the cost structure, and I'm going to tell us what are the things. I think I should tell us now. Take note. When you are looking at a cost structure, number one thing, when you are looking at a cost structure or pricing structure, number one thing, because you are going to be given to look at requirement 2, is going to be about the project. There are 2 projects we have identified. You are going to see it. One of the things under the cost structure is that you must consider project costs. you are going into a project, you must sit down. What will be the cost of this project? And when you talk about project cost, you talk about capital cost and working capital. It's just like you want to build a factory. You talk about what is the capital requirement to build this factory. After building the factory, you need money to run the operation in the factory. That money to run operation in the factory is what we call working capital. So when you talk about project cost, you are looking at both capital initial cost and working capital. Number two thing you should look at when you are looking at cost structure is operational cost. Operational cost. We are going to get there. Number three, you should expect revenue structure. What will be your revenue structure? What are the things you will be selling that will bring money? What are the services you will be rendering that will be bringing money to you for starting that business? So that is revenue structure. You are going to consider the source of finance. This project, what will be the source of finance? Looking at the data, financial data we have already provided, what will be the appropriate sources of finance for this new project? That one, expect it in the exam. They gave you a financial data. They say use this financial data. Now this company has a new project they are going into. What do you think it will be appropriate sources of finance to finance this project? Should they go and borrow money from the bank? Do they use part of their distance? Do they even have money in the bank to run it? You should consider source of finance, source of fund. Number next is you are going to have to look at sales forecast. Sales forecast to say, okay, in this business, how much are we expecting to sell? If we should sell this business, because you don't go into a business that you don't have a target market. There must be a target market. And if you look at the information that they've given us, there is a ready-made market for this business. Motor repair, service center, and the third one. There is a ready-made market. They told us in the case that this, so you must consider, do your sales forecast. And lastly, you must consider what is called payback period. If we start this project, how long will it take the business to return the capital? Payback period. Those are the things, those are the 6 items, important items you must consider under the cost structure. Anytime you are going to be saying, oh, the client has a project, you must consider the cost structure for the project. It is inevitable. So that is why we are coming up. So take note, 11, in the 11 is where we have now given you full financial year for that covers from 2022 to 2025. You are going to see that shortly. And Exhibit 12 is on another business proposal for Folake Motto strategic business diversification into local manufacturing, digital sales, and financing business units. And this one is on Exhibit. Let me tell you where this point is. This point is on Exhibit. Where did I see it again? Where did I see it? Market stream. Okay, where did I see it? Where did I see it? It's one of the exhibits. Okay, I'll see it. I'll let you know. Let's continue. So this information is given in one of the exhibits. It's another area. These 3 local manufacturing, yes, is in page 10. Page 10. Page 10. Page 10 of the precinct. Page 10 is there. When they are talking about trends and opportunity for 2022 to 2025, you will see it there, page 10. That's where this was taken from. Now let's continue. Hello, are we together?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, let me be sure we are together. So now, This is how the requirement of the exam will most likely come. This is how the requirement will most likely come. You are Sylvester Chukwudi, an accounting graduate, writing professional level of Ican examination, working as a trainee in a firm of Bangudu Ademola and Co. Chartered Accountants. You are reporting to Dauda Bangudu, the managing partner in the firm. Requirement. You are required to prepare a draft report as set out in exhibit dated 20th November 2025 from Dauda Bangudu to you. Exhibit 6. That was why I showed you exhibit 6. Remember, exhibit 6, like I told us, look at it. So exhibit C is about email from Mr. Dauda Bangudu to you, Sylvester Chukwudi. So take note. So it's going to exhibit 6 is about you are required to prepare a report. You will report. He said you will report. Your report should comprise the following: an executive summary, response to the 2 detailed requirements as set out in exhibit 8 and 12. Look at it. This is exhibit 12. This is a business, and this business is about diversifying into this company. Originally, they are into selling of used vehicle and new vehicle, that they are not the manufacturer. But now there is a business opportunity. They told us in page 10 of the precinct that, look, oh, there is another opportunity. They said, so that is what this one focus on, that, oh, and if you look at your requirement, they've told us that there are strategic business proposal that you need to identify. Look at it. Assessment of business proposal. Assess various operational and strategic business proposals. Evaluating how each align with the client's objective. Additionally, consider the impact of these proposals. It's not only one proposal, there are more than one. These proposals on the client business and financial risk to ensure recommendations are both practical and strategic. That is it. So we go back. Where are we? So exhibit 6. So if you look at it, so this is the requirement. You have to prepare a report. Executive summary is compulsory. Response to detailed requirements set out in 8 and 12. So I've shown all. You've seen what is in exhibit 12. I've already shown you 12. 8. This is it. 8 is about the business proposal, about motor repair, service center, and spare parts sales projection. So those are the 8 and 12. Those are the 2 business proposal you have to write on. So this is it. State clearly any assumption you have made, and all working should be attached to your answer. So you are supposed to use reading 1 hour, planning 1 hour, drafting your report 2 hours. Let's go. Now, this is draft of the email you will likely come across in the unseen. Email from Dauda Dagudu to Sylvester Chukwudi. This is how an internal email will be. Mr. Dauda Bangudu to Sylvester. Subject: board meeting report. Date: 20th November 2025. As you are aware, the next board meeting at which our operational and strategic plan and projection for the coming year will be considered in 2 weeks. At this meeting, the board would like to review our performance to assist the board in taking decision on our business proposals. Take note. Therefore, I would like you, this is your boss telling you what to do. This is where the 2 requirements. I would like you to carry out, number 1, prepare. Look at it. You will first prepare. That is why in the SCB, we prepare information for 2022 and 2025. You will be provided in the case of the just prepare, but I just want you to take note of the word prepare. Preparation of detailed management account. Management account is the same thing as unaudited account for the last 4 years. Don't forget that in the exam, you are given 2 years in the pre-sim, meaning that the other one will be provided in the unseen. In a clear and a structured manner to facilitate informed decision-making for the board. 2, a detailed analysis and review of Folak Motors financial statements to identify area of weakness, develop and recommend possible solution aimed at rectifying the deficiencies and improving their financial health. Note, the objective is improving their financial health. 2, next, appraisal of operational and strategic business proposal that align with the Folak's motto corporate objective. Also consider the impact of this proposal on the client business financial risk and provide practical solution, practical and strategic recommendation. An evaluation of the client financial and business projections and its underlying assumption to draw a reasonable conclusion and a relevant recommendation tailored to address client peculiarity. Provide a seasoned strategic tax planning advice. So I'm going to tell you what I want to tell you at this point. Before I provide a seasoned strategic tax planning advice that could assist the client to achieve an optimal tax liability and compliance with relevant tax regulation. So what are the measures to be carried out by the company to be able to achieve this strategic tax planning? I'll quickly give us. Take note of them. Now, number 1 is tax efficiency. Tax efficiency. One thing you need to know, if you are going into another business line, presently you are operating in selling of new and used cars, and you want to go into motor repairs, service center, don't try to mix everything. Open a separate division for it. It is part of tax efficiency. So, tax efficiency is talking about having a structured business. Having a structured business structure to, to be able to manage your tax. Because you all know that the rate that individuals or enterprises are taxed is not the same thing that corporates are taxed. Are we together? So there are some withholding tax that are 10%, there are some that are 5%, there are some that they are both 5. There are some that one is 5, one is 2. But even presently, based on the withholding tax regulation of that was effected July 2024, withholding tax regulation, that where some places that individual is paying 2.5%, corporate is paying 5%. So take note. That is why we are saying that one of the tasks you should advise them that if they are going into a new business, they should make sure that they set it up properly to be separate from the existing business, so that if should it happen that there's something that goes wrong with that business, it will not affect the present business. Now, so that is tax efficiency. Number 2 is utilize tax deduction and credit. Utilize tax deduction and credit is another one. You remember that one of the things is that now, if you look at 2004, the company already make loss. It's not profit. Meanwhile, they make profit in 2003. So that is why we're saying that they should utilize tax deduction and credit. So tax deduction, there are some expenses that they are tax deductible. They should do more of expenses that are tax deductible. Example, if they do business with other people and they deducted withholding tax, they should make sure that they get their withholding tax credit notes, because your withholding tax credit notes, you can use it to reduce your tax liability. As we all know that withholding tax credit note is withholding tax is advanced payment of income tax. But if you do business and they withheld your taxes, you did not go and collect the credit note. And if you don't have credit note, you can't defend it with FIRS. And this company, they are going to be dealing with FIRS because it's limited liability. It's Nigerian Limited. It's Fola's Motto Nigeria Limited. Because they are limited, they will be dealing with FIRS. So we are saying that one of the strategic tax plan is that they should utilize tax deduction. They should utilize all expenses that are tax deductible. Those are the things they should be looking into to take advantage of it. Because any expenses that is tax deductible, there is nothing taxman will do. They will have to allow it to go. On tax deferred salvage, tax deferred savings, they must leverage on tax deferred saving. What I mean by that is that they need to maximize contribution from their tax deferred account. What that means is that we all know that pensions are deductible allowance for their payee, for their staff. So they should make sure that they are doing pension. Another thing, NSITF, life assurance, all those things, they should take advantage of those. All those tax deductible, they should take advantage because it will save them. Another one is income shifting. They should be able to shift their income from low tax entity. They shift their income to low tax entity. Just like I mentioned at the beginning, if you are, for example, you are a corporate organization. If you start another company, you open it as, because there are some businesses that it's better for you to leave it as a business enterprise rather than what that place is saying. That there are some business that you just want to open it as leave it as an enterprise instead of opening it, instead of registering it as a limited liability. Another one is management of their expenses. They need to manage their expenses. For example, where they need to send their staffs on training, because training is allowable expenses. But if you don't send them on training, they are not going on training. At the end of the day, you will have a lot of income to report. And the more your income, the more tax you will pay. So another one is tax loss investing. They must know how to use where they have losses. And of course, we know when we are doing tax computation, loss relief. Where they have loss relief, they must be able to what? Claim their loss relief when they are doing their tax computation. Now, we have already seen that in 2024, they had a loss. They made a loss. So let's take note of that. Transfer pricing is another one. What's the meaning of transfer? Look, this is where transfer pricing is saying, if you are open a new business, make sure that your transaction between the existing business and the new business is at arm's length. It is at arm's length. Like that is, if you are selling oil or you are selling cars, or if the repair business is going to repair anything for the main business, then they should do it as arm's length. Arm's length means it is the amount that I would have done it to an outsider. That is the same amount I will charge you, despite that we are sister company. That is arm's length. How much you will have done it to an outsider. That's arm's length. And that is where the issue of transfer pricing comes in. So if they keep their transaction as arm's length, they will avoid having to comply with transfer pricing regulation. Another thing is compliance and reporting. Compliance and reporting talks about they must make sure they file their return as at when due, so that they will not have to pay avoidable penalties. They must comply with all the provisions of the tax law, withholding tax, value-added tax. If you are doing motor repair, it's a VATable service. If you are doing a service center, it's a VATable service. Make sure you charge VAT. Make sure you deduct withholding tax where you are supposed to deduct it. Even the business of selling used and new car is a VATable service. Make sure that every client, your invoices are properly VATed. So those are the things where they say provide a seasoned strategic tax planning advice that could assist the client to achieve optimal tax liability and compliance with relevant tax authority. So for this company that is limited liability company, relevant tax authority is Federal Inland Revenue Service. And whatever state they are operating, they need to file return with the state for the employee, payment of their payee. So he said, I have attached here with Exhibit 6 to 12 in respect of detail of the client strategic goal and 2022 to 2025 management account. Draft, please draft for my review a report. This is your boss telling you now. Please draft for my review. Take note of the word for my review. That is why you need to prepare an internal report. For my review, a report to submit to the board. Who is going to submit the report? The partner. Which board? Is the board of the client business, which is Folak Moto. Your boss is the one talking here, saying, please draft a report for my review. And your report must contain an evaluation of the client, blah, 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 management account, your analysis of the profitability, liquidity, and trend of the financial strength, you know, like all those normal English. Appraiser of Nigerian automotive. Take note of these two business proposals. An appraiser of Nigerian automotive business environment in view of the current global concern for your sustainability in local production. Look at it. Local production of assembled vehicle, digitalization, and financing. Taking note of the opportunity, page 10. Taking note of the opportunity and threats in the industry. This thing is in page 10. They deliberately gave it to us in page 10. Opportunity in the industry where these businesses are operating at the moment. So take note. A critical evaluation of the two businesses proposal as contained in Exhibit 8 and 12. Your assessment should cover operational and strategic issues relating to each business proposal where appropriate, and you should provide a brief calculation to support your argument. I look forward to receiving your draft report. Exhibit 7. Exhibit 7 is what the director, finance director of the client has written to your boss. Your boss is Dauda Bangudu. The finance director is Tanimola Gabriela. They are asking your firm, your audit firm now, which is Bangudu Ademola and Co, chartered accountants. They are asking them, what are they asking them? Evaluation of financial strength. and the two business proposal. That is business advisory. They want your firm to advise them. So they are engaging them for business advisory. Our board will be meeting in a month's time to consider performance, preceding blah, 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 And therefore, as usual, the board would like you to review our performance in the last 4 years based on some key financial indicator attached in Exhibit 11 and to benchmark them with those of our competitors attached as part of Exhibit 12. So they provide this information telling you, oh, this is the thing. They mentioned here that, oh, the board like to say firstly in decision of the board to go into locally assembled vehicle. They want to go into locally assembled vehicle, electric and alternative fuel vehicle, online sales platform, and digital financing solution. Digital financing solution is talking about people that want to buy loan on Sunday higher purchase. There are Stanbic IBTC. I know Stanbic IBTC does it. There are some car dealers that they already have the bank. If you need a car, they will say, oh, just approach the bank, sign the form, then you drive the car away. Just sign the form. Okay, it's 45 million. How are you going to pay it back? Submit all the necessary documents. They will pay the bank, they will pay the dealer immediately, and you drive the car away. So that is what this aspect. There are banks that are doing it now. So please let's take note of that. The second one says the second proposal relates to an expansion of motor repairs, service center, and spare part sales market. And this is one of a laudable strategic initiative we have discovered in relation to the proposal automotive industry. So this place is talking about issue regarding treatment of some item as mandated by IS 12. IS 12 is talking about income tax, treatment of taxes. So this is our information director manager, Mr. Folaranmi Ogbenutan, will be ready to provide you with all the necessary reports you may need from our inventory management and to assist you in these regards. So that's the end of the letter from the man, Mr. Tanimola Gabriela. So we move on. Exhibit 8. Exhibit 8 now give you the detail about the proposal. Detail about the proposal, about the motor repairs and service center they want to go into. That is what Exhibit 8 is about. I'm not going to waste much time on it. You are going to have access to this material, but this is what it's talking about. Introducing the company that, oh, Fola Motor is a reputable indigenous automotive company with existing operation in sales. He will give you, but they want to go into this area. They want to, he said they have strategically positioned to expand into motor repairs, service center, and spare parts sales segment of Nigerian automotive industry. They want to go into that area now. That is why those information were provided in the precinct. This diversification aligns with the company's long-term vision of becoming fully integrated automotive solution provider, offering end-to-end services, maintenance, parts distribution, and customer support. The proposed expansion with focus is establishing modern technology-driven service center, reliable spare part distribution and training facility bridge. They give you all of the thing. So remember in the precinct, we were given market outlook beyond 2025 and beyond. This information was provided in the precinct, and there is a reason why it was provided. Nigerian automotive after-sales market is post significant growth. You know, they gave us all of this. Rising vehicle ownership. They are telling you why they want to go into that business. The viability, the potentials in that sector. Why they are going there. Rising vehicle ownership due to expanding middle class and commercial fleets, urbanization, and increased mobility need. Government policy focus on local automotive industry development. All of this information were provided. And again, reason why it was provided. So those are the things. Take note of this vision. The vision and the mission of the client company. Their vision is to become Nigeria's most trusted
Sorry, we can't hear you.
We can't hear you.
that they told us in SCB so they told us in was it not SCB 1? Yes, under Exhibit 1, they told us that you must make sure that they say assess various operational and strategic business proposals that align with the client's objectives. So the question is that what are the client's objectives? What are the big corporate objectives of Folak Motors? Number one of their strategic objectives is to establish a chain of modern motor repairs and service center across the key Nigerian city. Develop a robust spare part distribution, introduce an online platform, and launch a technical training and certification institute. Based on information we have been provided, promote partnership, contribute to industry regulation and quality assurance. This is the business model that the company is going to adopt. Motor repair and service center, spare parts sales and distribution, training and certification, digital transformation. Those are the things. Opportunities for growth. This was provided in the case study. These are the opportunities the company want to tap into, why they want to go into that business. This was provided in the precinct. The key challenges and the impact of the key challenges. This was provided in the precinct. Counterparts, the counterfeit parts, skill gap, poor infrastructure, import dependency, and weak regulatory oversight. All of these were provided. How do they intend to implement? How do they intend to implement the strategy? The phase 1. Oh, because you know, when you say you want to go into a project, that is why we prepare something called feasibility reports. Even you want to do business, they will say, where is your business proposal? How do you want to go? What will be the phase 1 of the project? What will be the phase 2? So you must have a plan. That is why we have implementation plan. Implementation plan. What they want to do at phase 1, feasibility and planning, infrastructure development, pilot question, expansion and partnership, consolidation and digital growth, and when it's going to materialize 2025, Q1 to Q2, Q3 to Q4 2025, Q1 2026, you know, and like that it goes. The key activities that will be carried out. Of course, don't forget that the company has not done this business before. They just want to go into it. So there is need for them to do market research. They need to get license. You can't just start a business without getting license. Even if you want to be selling money, bureau de change, you need license from CBN. You want to start microfinance bank, you need license. Even we as a practicing accountant, when we finish, Ican will give us a certificate to show that we have been licensed to practice, to do what we are doing. You need license, partnership with regulatory and OEMs, original equipment manufacturer, construction setup, you know, all of these things. So financial requirements, this is it. So this information as per the capital requirement will likely be provided in the unseen. This is just part of thing that you should expect if the question comes in this direction. If the question comes in this direction, which is most likely based on information that has been given to us. Of course, when you want to start that business, you need land, building, and workshop to set up, of course, and that is going to cost about 3 billion. This is the cost. This is the cost. Spare part inventory, 2.5 billion. Equipment, these are the things, and what you are going to need it for. So working capital that I mentioned and operations, you need about 1.5. You need staff, logistics, marketing, utilities. You need all of this. Okay. So the total amount you will need for this project is about 10.5 billion. So expected benefits is there. What are the expected benefits? It may not be as detailed as this that will be provided, but what are the expected benefits? Why do you want to go into that business? Is you are going to be able to create 1,000 direct and indirect jobs across the value chain. Improve customer confidence in local automotive service. That is why, those are the benefits why you are going into the business. So this will likely be provided. Yes. SCB 10 talks about the cost structure. I've told us about the cost structure, the capital expenditure you will need. That is SCB 10, cost and pricing structure. You will likely be provided. Yes, you likely be provided in the exam. But what are the things you should expect? You know, capital, the working capital, equipment and tools, the amount you are going to need, estimated amount you are going to need. You know, yes, I'm not going to waste too much time. I think I've mentioned this in passive. You probably go through it so that I can treat other cost structure, service center. For the other business, the service center pricing model. When you start this business, how do you want to be charging your customer? How much are you going to ask customer to pay? How are you going to determine when you are going to break even in the business? That is what this aspect is talking about. When you're going to do basic maintenance, oil changing and checks, and 20,000. You remember, this is corporate, it's not from roadside. So you ask them to pay 20,000 per charge. If you do 20,000 for 1,000 vehicle in a month, that is going to be 20 million. So that is that when you do diagnostics and fault scanning, you carry out all of these services for the service center, and you'll be able to realize 128 million. And annually, you're going to get about 1.45 billion annual service revenue. Spare parts is also there. The things you are going to do, how you are going to source your spare part, you know, that information is provided. So these three is looking at, when we put everything together, the vehicle service and repair, the spare part, the training certification, everything. In terms of revenue, you are going to be getting about 5.99. That's about 6 billion. The percentage of it that will be cost, your gross margin, that will be profit, 45, 25, and 50. And this is how much your profit margin will be. Yes, look at it. This place is talking about payback period. When would, you know, when I told us about cost structure, this cost structure, this was how this question was set in previous diet. If you check, you must be able to tell her what is the payback period of this project. For this one, they say the payback period will be about between 4 to 5, 4.4, 4.5, that's 4.5 years. The net margin after tax is about, net margin is about 16%. Return on investment within 5 years, it's about 22% per annum. Motor repairs and spare part business is financially viable. It's financially viable, but you need the capital to go into it. So don't forget all those cost structure you must discuss. So this is the part B of the business proposal, diversifying into local manufacturing and digital sales, providing financing solution. So the same thing goes, the cost structure, the same thing goes for it, the revenue structure, how you are going to break it down, what are you going to be doing, how much are you going to make from the business. This is it. This is it. Digital sales and financing platform. This is it. This is it. This is how everything is broken down. It may be detailed like this in the exam. It may not be detailed like this. But just know these are the exhibits you should expect. Board valuation. These are the exhibits. These are the exhibits. These are the exhibits. Exhibit 11 is talk about the, yes, I'm going to stay on this. So one of the criteria we use here is that we know that, hello, can anybody hear me?
Yes, we are hearing you.
Yes,
Okay. Now, we know that the information we are given in the precinct is not enough. They only gave us 2023 and 2024. But what we have done here is to extrapolate based on the trend between 2023 and 2024. We say, okay, if the trend is like this in 2023 and 2024, we can use it to juxtapose. We can use it to extrapolate that what would be the figure in 2025? What would be the figure in 2022? Knowing that in the unseen, the actual figure will be provided to you. But before the exam, you need something that, okay, if the figure is like this, what am I supposed to do? You know, that is why this one is done. So, and this is our assumption. Remember, the question say, if you make assumption, give us your assumption. Give us the basis of your assumption. That is why we are doing all of this. This one is inevitable. You will see it in the exam. They will provide additional information more than what has been given now. So the important thing is that when I see this information, what do I do with it? How do I begin? So now we say that 2023, 2024, there is 5%, growth we have observed. So we apply it for 2025 and at the same time for 2022. The same thing, we say that for cost of sales, we maintain a similar growth pattern. For expenses trend, it follow 5.7% trend. Then for assets and liability, we project 4 to 6% average growth rate observed between 2023 and 2024. And retained earning, was just adjusted to estimated net income projection. So we go. So this is the figure. So with this projection, we're able to come up with, this is what the figure for revenue for 2022 will be. This is the figure for 2025 will be. So we're able to come up with revenue, cost of sales, using the same cost structure: revenue, cost of sales, selling and admin, other expenses, total cost and expenses, operating income, interest expenses. these figures will be provided. It cannot be only 2 years. It cannot be 2023 and 2024. They will provide you with other years. And because you need to compute what is called trend analysis to be able to determine the financial health, the financial performance of that client business. So they will provide it for you. This is just to extrapolate what the figure will be. So we're able to get it to income. And you see that for based on the trend we have seen in 2023 and 2024, we see that 2022, the company will make profit, most likely. 2024 was a net loss. 2025, they will also make profit. 29.1. This is a projection. We look at balance sheet, statement of financial position. What would the cash and cash equivalent be? We're able to extrapolate this. Marketable security, trade and other, this information will be provided. You know, this is just a guide to prepare you. When I see this figure, what are the things I'm supposed to look out for? What are the things I'm supposed to check? That's the purpose of this. So we'll not dwell so much on it. So this is the extrapolated, projected figure for 2022 and 2025. Okay. So we move on to Exhibit 9. So Exhibit 9 talks about the letter you wrote that they should set a standard, they should set a regulation, that presently there are no law regulating the industry you want to go into, and you will love. That's why proposal for formalization and strengthening of motor repairs subsector within Nigerian service industry. That's your proposal. So we gave this proposal saying, oh, we write to draw your attention to one of the major challenges facing motor repair, because you are going into industry and government will love that. Oh, government will love, something like we are seeing in Abuja now. If a man has been suggesting things to government, to the governor, to the president, the man has been suggesting things. This is how this thing should be. When governor is nominating minister and commissioner, they will say, call. That's why Taiwo Yedele was called to be the head, the chairman of tax policy. Because he has been writing things, he has been suggesting things to government, he has been going on like writing different things, bringing out tax issue. So when the president is saying, who can do this job, call Taiwo Yedele, let him be the chairman of the tax policy. When they are saying, oh, this country, this planning, call Wike, let him be the minister of FCT. Let him be the one that will be in charge. So if you are going into a business and you are proposing things to government will say, you know what? Call this company, let them be the one in charge. Let them be the one in charge. That's it. That's it. So you are writing proposal to government. Government, you are supposed to have regulation in this area. A lot of things are going on. This is your letter. This is your letter you have written about things. Because the reason why they told you all the challenges in the industry is because of this type of letter. They are not just telling those stories because they like to talk. No, they are telling you all those challenges so that you can put it out to government and say, government, these are the challenges. What should we do? I don't want to be reading it. I'm just speaking to it. I don't want to be reading it. So we firmly believe that effective policy direction, standardization, and capacity development, this subsector can transition from a largely informal trade into a strategically structured industry, contributing significantly to Nigerian gross domestic products. So we respectively request stakeholder engagement meeting and working group section, we're able to, this is your proposal, Exhibit 9. And who wrote it? Managing Director of Folak Moto. Just put the name. This is one of the SPD we hope that might come. Folak strategy diversion. I think I spoke extensively about this, Exhibit 12, about how they want to divert into this area. Yes. So I'm not going to dwell so much. Industry, you see, industry content and market outlook, which was provided in the precinct, why they are going into it, exchange rate volatility, and all of it. Proposed diversification area, local vehicle assembly. This area, if they are going into local vehicles, when you go into this manufacturing of electric vehicle, you can go for pioneer status. Pioneer status. That's why they are saying this, because of this business. They know that if you are going into this type of business, you can actually apply for pioneer status incentives, and they can give you 3 to 5 years tax holiday. Those are the part of things you are expected to say. They are deliberate by putting all of these things there, because when they put all of these things, they don't say, tell us strategic tax planning. Because when you are going into local manufacturing of anything, you know that you can apply for pioneer status and government will grant you. You can see that what Dangote company did at Lekki Free Trade Zone, the Dangote refinery. In Lekki Free Trade Zone, there is nothing like paying tax. Anything you are doing there is tax-free. You are not paying withholding tax. You are not paying value-added tax, because you are in a zone that is tax-free. So government know that if this business in a tax-free zone, then let us have. That is where we talk about public-private partnership. That is why in the refinery, government has a stake, because they can't come for value-added tax. They cannot come and collect withholding tax. They cannot come and collect income tax. Then government need to know what is going on. That's why we talk about private-public partnership. Those are when they say wider context, that is the way you should be thinking in the exam. Wider context. That's why they are putting all this information there, that okay, if they set up this business in this area, how will government be getting income? That's why they put that line. Give us strategic tax planning advice that you think this company can do. You can see that they, in a place, in one of the SCB, they took out government, where is it? They gave us, they say government, look at it, the role of government and stakeholder, page 7. The role of government and the stakeholders. Page 7. That's why they are putting that information there. When you diversify, what are the things? How much are you going to produce? This and that. Why are you diversifying? That's why this digital sales and financing platform. Look at it. They mentioned this one: electric, hybrid, and alternative fuel vehicles. This was mentioned. This was mentioned. This. How? When will it be the strategic plan execution? How do you want to go about it? Okay, so I'll just go. This is just the exhibit. Now we come to begin to quickly look at the solution. Let's look at the suggested solution. Number one, when you are starting, because you have already established that this is a formal hybrid report, so you are starting with the overview of your report. Hello, are we together? Is anybody there?
Yes, we are all there.
Good.
Yes, we are all there. We are here, sir.
Good. So this is it, your table of content, overview of your report. You are in the exam or now, you're about to attack the question. What is your overview? Number one, you have your cover page, executive summary. Key findings of requirement 1 and 2, conclusion, recommendation, report of the sustainability issue, pestle analysis, that is if pestle is treated. This is, I deliberately broaden it, that whichever area they come, you'll be able to attack it. If they bring pestle, you are there. 5 Porters Forces analysis, you are there. Assessment of the going concern status of the Folake motors, you are there. Assessment of financial and business risk, you are there. Assessment of corporate governance, you are there. Ethical issue, you are there. Professional skepticism, you are there. Appendix to the report, you are there. What I'm saying here is that your report must have table of contents. What are the orderliness? Your report must be articulate. It must follow a particular order. You cannot see a book that did not have table of content. You must have table of content. Overview of your report. We move there. What is this is your cover page. What is on your cover page? The logo of the client. This is the logo, Fola Motors Nigeria, driving quality. Look at it. This is the slogan, driving quality and pioneering innovation. This is the slogan, driving quality and pioneering innovation. Fola Motor Nigeria Limited, registration number. I just used today's date, 20th of November, 2025. That is the registration number. You can do the same thing. This is your cover page. This is subject is the board report because they have a board. What are you writing? What is the subject? Strategic business evaluation and diversification proposal. Assessing financial viability, sustainability, and governance. Let me show you where they mentioned this. Let me quickly show you. I'm on page 65. I'm going to come back to page 65. Let me show you something. Look at it. Look at it. Look at this place. They say to effectively fulfill this responsibility, you are to keep abreast of development in accounting and taxation sector, as well as matters relating to business sustainability, both at national and international scale. This commitment to continuous learning ensure that your work reflects current best practice and support the firm's clients in achieving their objectives. When you see all the way where we are stating, you must know the client objective now. If you don't know the client objective, if you don't state the client objective, how would they be able to address what you don't know? Nemo that quod non abate. You cannot give what you don't know. You must be able to figure out the client objective. So that is why in the question, that's why you am on page 65. I go back to page 65. So this is a table of content. Then from there, you come to cover letter. This is how your cover letter should look like. This is how your cover letter should look like. You can see motor repair service and spare parts, local vehicle assembling, digital sales and financing platform. These are the proposal. In the exam, it may be one of these proposals they will bring, and they may bring the two. But they will bring either of these. That one is banker. Very sure. Prepared by who prepared the report? The board. He said you prepare for, the report is prepared for the board of director, Folak Motor Nigeria Limited. Address, I just came up with the address. Yeah, just industrial layout of Afemi Awolowo, Ikeja, Lagos. Just information, just info@folakemotors.com Nigeria. And phone number. Just put your phone number. You understand? This is it. Prepared by, can you see a cover letter? Prepared by Bangudu Ademola and Co, Chartered Accountant. Prepared by KPMG, a firm that's into audit, taxation, financial advisory, business consulting services. Principal partner, Mr. Dauda Bangudu, FCA. registered office, blah, 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 blah. Contact bangudu@ademola&co.com. Phone number, this. Can you see a cover letter? Look at it. Look at the date. The report must, the cover page must contain what? The date of the report. Your report must be dated. The date of the report is November 15, 2000. Your report must be dated. And it doesn't matter. It can be in front. It can be here. Just make sure that your cover letter contains the date of the report. Your cover letter must contain the date of the report. Disclaimer. If it is an external report, it must have a disclaimer. What is your disclaimer? This is disclaimer statement. Don't forget, in the exam, you don't need to write this as a disclaimer statement. Just write the wordings. Everybody that see the wording, they know that this is a disclaimer clause. This report has been prepared exclusively for the board of directors of Folake Motor Nigeria Limited. It is intended solely for their internal use and decision-making purposes. Bangudu Ademola and Co. Chartered Accountant accepts no responsibility or liability to any third party who may rely on the content of this report without prior written authorization. Your cover page, the last statement on your cover page must be the disclaimer statement. Compulsorily, those are the things on the cover page. It must be there and it must be on one page. Don't mind me that this one extended into everything must be on one page. It must be on one page. Okay, so this is cover page of the main report. You have started writing your report now. This is it. Next, we go straight to executive summary. I have told us anything you are doing, make sure that you write the executive summary. It doesn't matter what you have written. If you don't write the executive summary, the person is coming back. It happened to me that I'm talking. That was a compulsory question I did not do when I wrote my diet. I had a reference. And it was because of it I had a reference, not because I didn't know it. But because I did not attempt a compulsory question. So whatever you are doing, must make sure you write your executive summary. I've told you that executive summary as a template. Look at it. So in this, you say, oh, you are writing to the board of directors of Folake from strategy and finance advisory unit. You know, you can insert date, put your date, subject, strategic business evaluation, diversification. But this is where we are going. Number one thing on your executive summary is the purpose of the report. This report presents an executive level evaluation. You know, I believe that in our last class, I already showed you another type of executive summary. This is a more comprehensive executive summary. So, this report presents executive summary of Folake Nigeria Limited financial health, operational performance, strategic diversification proposals. What are the main purpose of the report? To assess the financial viability of the proposed new business segment, motor repairs, service center, and spare parts, and also local vehicle assembly, digital sales, and financing platform. That's it. Evaluation of the company's strategic position, ethical compliance, and sustainability readiness. Sustainability readiness. Remember, it is from this diet they started treating sustainability. It's one of the concepts in the new syllabus, and it's from this November diet Ican will start treating it. So sustainability must feature in your report. That's why I went back to Exhibit 1 to go and show you that statement for you to know how important that thing is. It's from this November 2025 diet. They start treatment of the new syllabus, which contains sustainability. So your report must speak to sustainability. One of the key things you must discuss in the client is the sustainability of the business of the client. I think I already mentioned that during our classes. Look at it. Provide actionable recommendation to strengthen long-term. You see that this thing, you know, you have not all this thing we have written here. You can write it even when you have not started writing the report, because these are information you will just pick from the body of the question, from the body of the case study. All this information, you don't need to say, I'm waiting till when I finish my report. No, all this information, you are telling us the purpose of the report. That is the number. I believe I've shown us the template for writing executive summary. You must write the purpose of the report. And that is the template I follow again here. Because this, without writing your report, you can finish your executive summary. You are gone. You know you have finished that one. Now, provide actionable recommendation to strengthen long-term competitiveness, profitability, and compliance with emerging automotive and environmental policies in Nigeria. What are your methods of analysis? Following professional tools and methods were employed. You can see that you did not see I write to prepare. You cannot see I and we. You cannot see I writing to prepare. We are writing to. You can see you did not see any we or I or you. You can see you did not see anything like that. The following professional tools and method were employed. Financial ratio. What are the things that you want to use to analyze your data? That's what they're asking under method of analysis. Financial ratio analysis, trend analysis and forecasting. Trend analysis and forecasting. Remember, we forecasted 2022 and 2025. Professional skepticism assessment and SWOT analysis. If you go back, I'm on page 67. 67. Look at it. Look at it. Evaluation of forecasts and assumptions. You are also to examine the client financial business forecasts, scrutinizing the assumptions under which they are based. This is to enable you form a well-grounded judgment, draw reasonable conclusion, and make relevant recommendation tailored to the client context. To the client context. So you can see where you will need a forecast. I stop on 67. Yes, 67. So this is executive summary method. You are looking at professionalism, SWOT analysis, cost and pricing structure analysis. I was deliberate when I was telling you cost and pricing structure analysis. You cannot want to go into a project. You are not talking about cost and price.
We can't hear you, sir.
Can't hear you.
He
I'm
has
seeing your
left, so
screen
maybe
again.
he has left. I think he has a network. Please help us call Mr. Taiwo. We can't hear him again. Oh.
Please just hold on. He's having network issue. Kindly exercise patience. He's trying to change his network.
Sorry, everyone. I didn't know I was already cut off. I was still talking. I didn't know that network has cut me off. I didn't know. I was just going on and on. I didn't know.
Okay, sir.
Oh my God. Where did I stop? Where
Method of analysis.
Oh,
Cost price structure.
you heard it up to cost price structure.
Yes, you were just starting.
Part of it. We're just starting it.
Okay, I didn't know. I'm so sorry. I didn't know that I was my network has already went off. Okay. Good. So let me go back. 1 minute. Yes. So I stopped at cost structure. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Cost structure.
You were still on it.
Did you hear when I started cover page?
You just started it. You just started.
Yes, under you were talking about method of analysis. And then
Okay, method. You heard me up to method of analysis.
that was what we
Yes.
Method of analysis.
Yeah, page
Yes.
65.
Okay, thank you, thank you. So you heard all the thing I said under purpose of the report. Okay, good. So method of analysis. Also, basically what I said under method of analysis was that I said that, you just state what you need to do is to state the method you want to use. Definitely, you are going to compute some key ratios, profitability, liquidity.
Please share your screen. Share your screen.
Okay, thank you. It's good that you guys are talking because I won't know that. Okay, I need to share my screen. Are you not seeing my screen? My screen is showing. Can anybody see my screen?
We are seeing your screen.
We can see your
My screen is showing. Okay. Thank you. So let me quickly. We're going to stop shortly. And we'll continue tomorrow. So I will leave you to go and digest all the things we have discussed. So I will stop at this method of analysis. But I will stop here. I will allow you to go and digest all of this. I know it's a whole lot of information. We have not done it this way before. So method of analysis, basically, you will say that I said that you will see that you did not see high or weak. I say the following professional tools and method were employed. That's how you should be writing in the exam. Not we are going to use the following. No, not I will use the following method. I will be using the following method to analyze. But no, you don't write like that in the professional exam. The following professional tools and method were used or will be used, will be deployed or will be employed, whichever way you want to put it. Avoid the use of I, we. Financial ratio analysis, trend analysis and forecasting, professional skepticism assessment, SWOT analysis, cost structure and pricing structure analysis. That was what I said, that when you are looking at a project, one of the important things you should be looking at is the cost structure and pricing structure. Those are part of things you should be looking at. Preparation of the capital, operational, working capital requirement for the business proposal. These are the things you are going to do. You can employ, net present, NPV, net present value method, and all of those things. Depends, but at least these are the one, ethical regulation assessment. So these are the method of you are going to use to assess your this thing. Then we have key assumption. Remember that they told us that you should state your assumption. So key assumption, we'll talk about we're only provided 2020-2024 financial statement, 2023-2024 financial statement, which is not audited. That's one of the concern there. The growth, we're told projected annual revenue growth of about 10% per annum, is an assumption. What other thing? Market condition, Nigerian automotive industry gradually witness. This one, they told us in page 7, if I'm not mistaken, page 7, this figure, this number 3, market condition. Is it page 7? No, page, so page 8. This information is on page 8 of the precinct. 320 units by the end of 2025. This information was provided in page 8, market condition. Exchange rate volatility, information was also provided. Tax and regulatory policy, financing cost, bank lending rate estimated at 16% per annum for medium-term loans. So these are assumptions. This talks about the professional skepticism or reservation. If you have any reservation about this thing, say applying the principle of ISA 200 or Ican ethical standard. Of course, I believe we all know that we have Ican ethical standard. Following reservation were, observed or noted. The financial statements are not audited, thus lacking external assurance. Incomplete disclosure of other losses. Incomplete disclosure of other losses. Non-current asset movement limits accuracy to profitability assessment. No industry comparative standard. This is it. We're not given, based on information we're given now, we're not giving the industry comparative data. We're not given competitors benchmark that can help us to contextualize the performance of this team. We can only be comparing their performance between 2023 and 2024 and 2025. But how about they should give us the competitors, what they are doing in the industry? How about they should give us the industrial average standard in the industry? What are the industry? What is it doing? So that we can be able to contextualize the performance of Folak Motor. That's a reservation. You have a reservation. So this is more or less say, what are your reservations about this information provided in the case study, in the precinct? So this is what you are doing here on scene. These are some of the things you should mention in the exam, and it will fetch you a good mark. Unreserved auditor matters. We don't know whether they have unreserved auditor matter, why the account has not been audited. You just mention it. It doesn't mean this thing they are real, but just mention possibility of things. Just mention it. Lack of cash flow statement. We are not giving cash flow statement. This, just mention it. Normally, those three statements come together. The statement of financial position, income statement, or statement P or L, and comprehensive income and cash flow. Three of them come together and they serve three different purposes. Cash flow talk about the liquidity of the company. Income statement talks about the performance, in terms of profitability. It talks about the performance. Why? Of course, the statement of financial position, it made us to know the financial position of the company. They are serving three entirely different purposes. So how come cash flow was not given? Supposing even in the unseen, cash flow was not given, it's part of the thing you should mention as your reservation. Because even if the ratio you computed show that the company has a good liquidity, you don't have the cash flow statement to be able to attest to it, because cash flow statement is what actually show the cash position, the liquidity position of the company. So ratio is not enough. Yes, that's what you are saying here. So these are some of the things as you mentioned as your reservation. That your reservation is what we refer to as professional skepticism. Professional skepticism. State your reservations. Summary of key findings. This is this one. Normally, it will be part of your report. What are the summary? Look at it. We put it in bullet point. What are your key findings? Revenue growth. You state it. This is what I observed. Revenue growth from this to this. Profit decline. Profit decline between 2003 and 2024. Between 2023 and 2024, profit decline. Liquidity, there is a liquidity concern. Highlight, there is high leverage. High leverage, debt to equity ratio is 5:1. I use actual figure. This is actual figure that we were provided. That's what I use here. I did not use projected figure here. We used actual figure, and this is the reality. And it's not looking like the figure will change in the exam. But take note to that area where mistake was made in the additions. Efficiency, receivable, inventory turnover, slowing down, affecting cash flow. These are some of the things. These are some of the things we should mention as our financial performance. What are the key highlights? Strategic and market findings. What are the market findings? The business has a strong brand reputation, but limited diversification beyond vehicle sales. They are only doing vehicle sales of new and used vehicle. They should look at something else to do in 2026. They should be looking at how to expand the business. beyond the presence. That's why they give us a particular, they say 2025 and beyond. 2025 and beyond. Yes, that is page 10. Trends and opportunity 2025 and beyond. No, that's page 11. Page 11. They gave us projections and future outlook. Projection and future outlook of 2025 and beyond. This is it. You should be in the exam. You should be talking about strategic and market findings. Growing demand. They told us there is a growing demand. Digital disruption, e-commerce, fintech, car financing platform, CSR and sustainability gap. There is weak environmental control and lack of ESG. ESG is environmental, social, and governance reporting. We were not given ESG reporting here. These are some of the things you should talk about in the exam. Whether you are asked or not, you should talk about it. Because those are the things that should feature. Ethical and governance concern. What are the ethical issues? What are the governance issues in this case? Potential creativity accounting. There is a potential creativity accounting. Weak internal control environment. Weak internal control environment. CSR underperformance. There's serious underperformance in regarding to CSR. Can everybody still hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, we are hearing you. We are with you.
Good, thank you. So these are things we should talk about. CSR underperformance, regulatory exposure due to incomplete compliance with SON, FIRS regulation. Why do you need to mention FIRS? Because this company is Nigerian Limited. They are going to be dealing with FIRS. They are going to be dealing with Financial Reporting Council, FRN. They are going to be filing annual return with CAC, Corporate Affairs Commission.
Mr. Taiwo. Hello, sir.
Hello.
Can we abbreviate some NADDC and FIRS? Can we abbreviate or write in full?
No, in the exam, please write it in full.
Okay, thank you.
In the exam, please. I always advise in the exam, don't abbreviate for examine now, write it in full. SON, Standard Organization of Nigeria. Federal Inland Revenue Service. Write it in full. NADDC. I don't know this. NADDC. Write it in full. Anyone you know you don't know the full meaning, don't write it. Write the one you know the full meaning. So write it in full in the exam. You can now put the abbreviation in brackets. So in summary, financial health, FOLAC motto remain solvent, both under financial pressure from high debt and declining margin. Data integrity, unaudited figure limits the reliability. Independent audit is required. Strategic outlook, short-term opportunity, long-term opportunity, ethical imperative, governance, transparency, and environmental compliance are critical for credibility and financing access. So we're going to stop here today. Mind you, if you note, we are still going to page 128. So we are stopping here. This is page 70. So let's not miss our class for tomorrow. Let me quickly take question. Please go ahead with your question. I'll take question at this junction.
Hello, sir.
Go ahead with your question.
Okay. Are you going to give us? Are you going to
Sir, please, the financial statement, you said that they are going to give us a figure, assuming it comes out, a figure that we'll use to correct it. You mentioned that we are going to be the one to do the 2022 financial statement.
No,
Assuming it comes out.
okay, assuming it
Is
comes
it,
out.
is it at the, assuming it comes out, is it at the appendix that we are going to do it, or it will form part of our main report?
No, they will give you additional appendix. This appendix they gave us in Exhibit 5. This Exhibit 5 is not complete. They will add more information and give you the full appendix for Exhibit 5. Or they will probably give you another exhibit that will contain that other information, either of the two. It's either they will update, they will populate more information to Appendix 5, or they will give you another appendix that will show the this. But most likely, even from the past question, you will not only be given 2 years. It's either there are 3 years or 4 years financial statement that you'll be given. So you'll be asked to compare. Yeah. But you will be given. You will not be left to extrapolate.
You know,
Oniwurola, you are raising your hand. Can you please unmute yourself? Ask your question.
you are raising your hand. Can you please unmute yourself? Ask your question. Sir, do you understand me? Good evening, sir.
I can't hear
Please,
you, please.
I want to. Can you hear me now, sir?
I can hear you. I can hear you. Go ahead. I can hear you now.
Okay. Please, I want to ask that this material, when are you giving us so we can practice
I've already
with
made it
it
available to admin. Just contact the admin. I've already made it available. Before I heard this class, this material was already made available to admin.
Okay, thank you.
Just contact
you,
our
sir.
admin. Yes, go ahead. Any other person asking question? Any other person? So in the absence of no other question, I want to say thank you very much. I don't want to drag you. I don't want to drag you too
Thank
much.
you, sir.
Yeah,
Yes,
thank
sir.
you. Thank you, Olushola. Thank you. Thank you, Wurola. Thank you, Ayo Majek, Ayo Ojekemi. Thank you, Git. Thank you. We'll meet again tomorrow by 7. Yeah, Ezekiel, thank you. Alazan, thank you. Nathaniel, Nwosike, thank you. Ola Bola Balo, thank you. Olapade Roslyn, thank you. Oseni, thank you. Rachel, thank you. Ronke Salami, thank you. Salisu Mohammed, thank you. Titi Lope Oladejo, thank you. We're going to continue from here tomorrow. Thank you very much. Have a wonderful evening. We'll continue from here tomorrow. Thank you. Bye, everyone. Bye.
Bye, sir. Bye, sir.
Bye.
bye, sir.